Hi everyone, Travis Cooper here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use algebra tiles as a math manipulative to help students better grasp the concept of adding and subtracting from a single variable equation to solve for x. So, the algebra tiles that I'm using today, my x algebra tiles will be the long green algebra tiles. So red on one side, green on the other. So that's for my variable, or what I'll be calling x for today and working with the students. And then for the values, I have small tiles, both red and yellow. So when you introduce this to your students, it's really important to point out that color does matter, because red, you can tell we both have red for both the variable block and the value block. So red represents negative numbers. Yellow and green are going to represent positive numbers. So that's really important for students to be able to distinguish is negative and positive. And it's important to have a variety of those. That way you can do a number of different examples with them. So along with the algebra blocks, you also need some kind of writing utensil. I have a marker here, and I have a blank sheet of paper that I'll set up as my workspace. Okay, so now that we have introduced the algebra tiles, we're going to go ahead and grab our workspace, and each kid can go ahead and have one sheet of paper to themselves as long as they have algebra tiles. Paper works, whiteboards also work, just anything that can kind of give them the space that they need to really kind of move things around and see how things actually move. So what you want to do is, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and start by giving them an equation. So let's go x plus 3 equals 4. So you would start by giving them the equation, and you would say, okay, well, now we want to go ahead and use our algebra tiles, and we want to set something up that looks a lot like that. So the one thing that we're not going to do is we're not going to write x or 3 or 4, but we want to go ahead and put the plus sign and the equal sign down here. And we want to spread it out so it's nice and wide to give students as much space to use as possible. So this is what we want to represent. X plus 3 equals 4. So you might have to remind them that what we're going to use to represent the x, or the variable for this situation, is our long rectangle bar or tile. So go ahead and remind them red is for negative, and green is for positive. So if we want to represent x, we need to look at and recognize that, well, is this a positive x or a negative x? And so hopefully they'll all come to agreement that we need to represent x as being positive. And then we have a plus sign, so we're not going to represent functions with anything. And our next thing that we want to represent with tiles are 3. So we have 3 units. And again, is this going to be a positive 3 or a negative 3? We have the positive sign there, so we're going to represent them as being positive 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we have an equal sign, and we have, again, you can ask them, is it positive 3 or positive 4 or negative 4? So they should be able to get to this point. So we have x plus 3 is equal to 4. So from here, now we kind of want to go back to and get them to understand that the ultimate goal of solving for x is to get x all by itself on the equal sign. So in order for them to do this, this is where they need to recognize that, and this is why you need extra tiles, is if we have 3 yellow tiles, that's how many tiles in the red we're going to need, because I need one negative to cancel out one of those. So if I want to get rid of all 3 of these tiles, that means I'm going to have to pair them with the red one to get rid of it. and then I'll pair another one with the red one to get rid of it, and then I'll pair the last one with the red one to get rid of it, like so. But if I do that to one side, then I have to do that to the other. So I need 1, 2, 3 red ones, and then I go ahead and pair my red with the yellow, get rid of that, that goes to 0, 1 red, 1 yellow, that goes to 0, 1 red, 1 yellow, that goes to 0. And once they're able to pair up 1 red with 1 yellow and start removing tiles, they're left with just the 1 X bar and 1 tile. So what does 1x equal? You can have them slide it over and see what it is that they're left with. So 1x equals 1.